Hey there, my name is Greg, and I help people drink less. In this video, I'm going to give you a different way to think about your decision-making process around drinking. That's going to give you some different insight. It's going to give you some things to pay attention to in your drinking to see how this applies to you. And I think it'll change your understanding of the power of alcohol, or the lack of power that it has in your life. So if you think about your challenge with alcohol, you might imagine that there's a boxing ring, and in one corner is you, and on the other corner is the alcohol, and in the middle is a glass. And you, the part of you that thinks he needs to drink less, wants to fight to keep the bottle empty, and the alcohol over there, where you could say your alter ego, the devilish part of you or something like that, is fighting to fill it up. And so you're imagining this fight in real time, this struggle. And that alcohol keeps winning because he's so strong, because it's an addictive substance, because it's working on your dopamine, because you've got alcoholic genes, or a family culture, whatever the reasons. Alcohol has all this strength. But in fact, what I find to be the case from the discussions I have with people is that quite often they're never getting to that boxing ring to have that match in real time. And when I say real time, that means you show up at 6 o'clock, consider whether to have the first drink of the night or not, and decide in that moment, and alcohol wins or alcohol loses. Or you want to be a person who drinks, let's say, 3 drinks in a night, and you drink your 3, and you get to that point where you're pondering the 4th, and man, alcohol is really strong, and he takes over and he wins the battle. It's 8:30 at night, the bottle of wine is half empty, and you're fighting with the bottle or your alter ego to cause the rest of the alcohol to end up in the glass, and therefore in your belly or not. But what I find is happening so often is that people are never agreeing to the boxing match. And what I mean by that is they're not making maybe you're not making a decision to actually truly not drink on Tuesday. And sticking with that decision until you get to Tuesday at 7 o'clock when it's time to have the boxing match. Things happen, even if you do decide you're not going to have anything, things happen beforehand such that the boxing match doesn't take place, or if it does, it's rigged. Because maybe you met with your alter ego at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and decided that you were going to throw the match. So either you're not making a decision to do battle at all, you're just thinking about how you should, or you're making the decision but throwing it out the window early. And this happens with general plans that people have. This happens when people wake up in the morning and feel kind of crappy and say, I'm not going to drink today, and around 2 o'clock they think, today's not going to be a good day, I think I'm going to have a drink. It happens when people make very precise and specific plans according to the protocol that I give them, and again, at 2 o'clock they give up. It happens when people decide that when they open the bottle, they forget that they have a constraint. They decide, we'll just see what happens here. So, and you can say, why? If you recognize that this is happening, you can really see that you're not making decisions because of the strength of alcohol and because of the chemical. You're actually making decisions because the thought of the impending battle is freaking you out, that you're experiencing tension around the possibility of having to be in the boxing match with alcohol at 8:30 at night, and you've already had 3, and you want to have 4. The way that shows up at 2 o'clock, you think, oh, it'd be so nice. If you were to not make your decision to abandon your plan at 2 o'clock and just wait until 6 o'clock and see what happens, you'd have to deal with some discomfort all day. And turns out what the symptom here, or really what's happening in your life, is that you're making decisions to bring relief, some of which have nothing to do with alcohol. So if you'll sit around and notice that tendency to decide at 2 o'clock to go ahead and drink tonight, or to drink a lot, or to not to stick to a plan that you've set. Notice the relief that creates. That's good information. Notice what happens if you don't decide that you have to carry that tension. And notice how you're making decisions purely in reaction to tension. Got nothing to do with alcohol. You can see how certain decisions bring relief. And I think if you'll do this, you'll see that alcohol is less powerful. And what I want to encourage you to do is to make decisions about not drinking. Make them ahead of time. Trust yourself that what you want is the right thing. And then don't make any backdoor deals. Show up for the fight at the time, and then really see what happens when you're faced with the prospect at 6 o'clock of, do I drink or not, based on what I said I was going to do. Or wait till you've had your allowed 3 drinks and see what happens when you're considering whether to have a 4th. What I find with my clients is very often they make better decisions. They surprise themselves with their ability to stick to their plan, to stick to their guns. And when they don't, that's okay too, because then we can figure out what's going on in that moment. So I hope this makes sense. It's kind of abstract stuff. It's stuff that's easier to help people with in coaching, but I'm trying to turn this into a body of information that people can use on their own. So I wish you the best with it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below.